We have to be very careful, and we just hope the structures can hold up, and if they can't, we hope people aren't in those structures.
Fierce winds and a dangerous storm surge. Hurricane Michael slamming into the Florida Panhandle is a history-making storm.
And bracing for the worst, a look at the damage so far and where that storm is now. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us tonight.
We are tracking Hurricane Michael as it continues to hammer the Florida Panhandle tonight.
While that storm is not hitting us directly, we have been seeing the impact of the storm here on the Suncoast all day. Right now, you're taking a live look at Lido Beach. We've had concerns over erosion there in the past, but this storm could worsen those effects. We'll send it over to our reporter there in just a moment, but first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for Michael's latest track. Bob?
Yeah, this is a massive storm that is historic, as Scott had said. It is historic in terms of intensity for winds, as well as the lowest pressure ever to hit the United States in the month of October, and the fourth strongest storm in terms of wind speed ever to hit the U.S. as well, just behind Andrew, Camille, and the 1935 Labor Day hurricane. This is devastating for the Panhandle. It's the strongest storm ever to hit the Panhandle, period. Now, it doesn't matter what month, and you can see it is weakening now. The eye is no longer present. That's what happens when these storms hit land. They lose the warm waters as far as their fuel goes, and they weaken, but it is still a formidable storm, which continues to cause all sorts of problems. Even Tallahassee, they have a sustained wind there at 60 miles an hour. Just last check on the National Weather Service chat there out of Tallahassee. Top winds now down to 115 miles an hour. They were at 155 when it made landfall earlier this afternoon. And as a very strong Category 4 storm, it will continue on this northeasterly course, causing problems across central Georgia. And for a lot of folks there, power outages will continue throughout the night tonight and tomorrow morning, eventually heading off to the Carolinas and causing some heavy rainfall, but it'll be moving so fast it doesn't appear to be a huge flooding event. That will actually gain some strength once it gets out over the Atlantic. So this thing not done yet, but boy, what an impressive shot of the satellite imagery of this system making landfall right there in Mexico Beach. And the storm surge images we've seen coming out of here in the video is just amazing. You're going to see a lot more over the course of the next day or so. This system now is weakening, but still packing quite a punch into southeast portions of Alabama, spreading off toward Albany. Albany will see near hurricane force winds there in about 4 or 5 hours from now. You can still see some of the feeder bands wrapping up on into the Big Bend. That means more storm surge happening here, despite the fact the center is onshore. They're still getting onshore flow there. We'll just pile that water up higher and higher. We're getting feeder bands continuing to feed in here. Locally, we have had the high surf. A few isolated tornadoes reported across the area. We had a water spout this morning. Doppler indicated tornado near the airport earlier this afternoon around 3, and then more storms developing just offshore. Those are racing off to the northeast at around 20 to 30 miles an hour now. So Venice, get ready for a downpour. South Venice as well as Osprey near Palmer Ranch, as all this is heading in your direction, and more showers and storms scattered about through this evening, expected to pop up here in the Gulf of Mexico. As long as that pressure remains low, there'll be enough energy in the atmosphere to spark off some showers and the possibility of a few isolated storms. So once again, well, much more on the rest of the tropics. We still have over a month to go before the official end. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. Big storms like Hurricane Michael, never good news for Lido Beach. The shoreline already shrinking there, and big waves eating at the beach's sand can make matters even worse. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from Lido now to show us how the beach weathered the storm. Erica?
Scott, good evening. This is exactly what the city of Sarasota didn't want to see happen. These massive waves reaching these sand dunes behind me, despite their best efforts to block the water from reaching them. Now let's take a look at some video that we shot earlier this afternoon. The massive sandbags called tarp bags were doing their job by keeping the water away from the dunes. But the waves grew stronger around high tide and washed out the first layer of protection. The city says this is just a Band-Aid on a very large wound and is getting ready to start an emergency renourishment project next month.
The private and public property that that Mother Nature is threatening right now. We have multiple different plans of action to protect that property, both immediate short term and long term.
Now, despite the washout, the city of Sarasota says those tarp bags did their job of protecting the sand dunes, the pavilion, and of course the Lido Beach pool.
Erica, can you tell us more about that upcoming renourishment project that is really needed out there?
Yes, the city of Sarasota is calling it an emergency renourishment project. It's expected to cost the city around $3.5 million, and the plan is to start that project next month and take sand from New Pass. And that's separate from a different renourishment project, which would be on a much larger scale with plans to take sand from Big Pass. Reporting live on Lido Beach, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. Well, right now, Governor Rick Scott is giving you an update on Hurricane Michael.
That's right. Let's listen in.
The weather is still extremely dangerous. Do not take a risk. Be safe. We also need people to be very safe with generators. Do not put a running generator in your home. It is not safe. Do not get out on the roads until you're told it is safe. We need the roads to be open for first responders and search and rescue to do their jobs and save lives. If it is not safe to leave your house, don't leave it. If you and your family made it through this storm safely, the worst thing you can do now is to act foolishly and put yourself and your family in danger or keep law enforcement and rescue workers from saving lives. Our law enforcement and first responders are heroes and are leaving their families to help others. We cannot thank them enough. As I said earlier today, we are deploying a massive wave of response. We will be sending help from air, land, and sea. This includes thousands of responders for power restoration, medical search and rescue, law enforcement, food and water distribution, and every other critical resource. I was briefed by the U.S. Coast Guard today, and they are pre-positioned in Tampa and Mobile with critical assets and resources. Along with our thousands of rescue workers, local law enforcement has nearly 1,800 personnel ready to deploy. Right now, utilities are reporting more than 192,000 homes and businesses without power. We'll have updated numbers out to you throughout the night. So let's all stay safe, stay alert to weather updates, and watch this storm closely through the night. The entire nation and world have watched as this monstrous storm has devastated our Gulf Coast and Panhandle. The love and support we've received from so many has been overwhelming, and we are greatly appreciative of all the resources and prayers that have been offered. On behalf of the Gulf Coast and the great state of Florida, I want to thank the nation for your prayers. Following the storm, we must all come together and work together. During disasters, Floridians take care of each other. We saw this after Hermine, Matthew, Irma, and Maria. Floridians are strong, Floridians are resilient, we will recover, and we'll do it together. Florida is unbreakable, and we'll get through this together. Hurricane Michael cannot break Florida. Visit floridadisaster.org for information on shelters and emergency assistance. You can visit fl511.com for current road conditions. Families can also call the State Emergency Information Line for assistance. Follow at FLCERT or FLGovScott on Twitter for live updates. El huracán Michael es una tormenta muy peligrosa. Escuche a los oficiales locales y mantenga a su familia a salvo. Tan pronto pase la tormenta, tendremos un esfuerzo masivo de respuesta para enviar ayuda tan pronto sea posible. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Governor, have you heard any reports of any fatalities at this point?
Governor Rick Scott, another update on what Florida is dealing with right now as Hurricane Michael makes its way north, getting close now to Georgia.
Right, and he said, I believe 192,000 homes and businesses without power at the moment. You know, the amount of damage that this hurricane is going to leave behind is just going to be destructive. So we'll wait and see as that all unfolds.
Yeah, it's going to take a day or two, maybe more, to really assess what this storm has done to the Florida Panhandle.
Well, as we learn more about the damage that Hurricane Michael is causing parts of the Panhandle, one evacuee of North Florida tells us evacuating to Sarasota may have been the right thing to do. He's lived in Florida for most of his life, going through Hurricane Andrew in 1992. He also had to evacuate Hurricane Irma last year while living in the Florida Keys. Now he lives in Walton County, about 50 miles west of Pensacola. He evacuated a few days ago and is now staying with a friend in Sarasota. He says this time he's learned a few lessons.
Last time I left Irma, I didn't pack everything, and by the time I got back, everything was ruined, so I had to start over. This time when I evacuated, I grabbed everything. So even if I go back and there's structural damage, at least my personal belongings will be safe this time because they're with me and not like I left them behind in Irma.
Belcher says he had thoughts of riding this one out, but his gut instinct in the fact that he's been through this before caused him to evacuate.
Well, we're already seeing some incredible images of the damage from this storm.
That's right. Take a look at this video from Panama City Beach. It shows the moment when a hotel awning collapsed. Just unreal right there. You can see the debris raining down on the cars that are sheltering underneath it. Scary situation.
And more video now from Panama City Beach. Just look at what the Michael's winds did to this restaurant. It looks like a pole has been pushed over into the fast food restaurant there. A nearby hotel also seeing damage from the storm, and there's just debris everywhere there. Just a glimpse of what we're going to see in the coming days, I fear. Still to come in your Suncoast News, feeling the effects of Hurricane Michael, we'll look at the flooding conditions on Anna Maria Island.
Addiction is a dark place, but just as each new day breaks, there is light. A light that illuminates the people by your side. Out of the darkness, you are walking with 22 million others struggling with addiction. The cure to darkness is light. The cure to stigma is love. And the cure to disease is treatment. Join us as we walk into the dawn of the new day. Together, we are stronger than addiction. Learn more at chatterproof.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Parts of Lombok Key has been dealing with flooding issues throughout this storm.
Streets on the northern part of the island have seen quite a bit of water the last 2 days. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us live from Russell Street in the village section of the island with more details. Rick, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, guys, it had been a very big mess out here, but as you can see now, the water has almost completely disappeared. A lot of the streets in the village area had water a few feet deep. The combination of high tide with the storm surge from Hurricane Michael was the cause. And there is another high tide overnight that has a lot of folks around here worried, so they're certainly keeping a very close eye on that. And coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll speak to folks around here as well as the police chief. So make sure you keep it here. And in the meantime, reporting live from Longboat Key, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Rick, thank you so much. That's an encouraging sign to see those waters recede.
Yeah, the strongest surge we saw was about 2.16 feet, and that was yesterday. This morning was pretty close to that, too. And things are going to be a little bit better, I think, for the high tide coming in after 2 a.m. Tomorrow morning. It won't be as bad. So things are looking a little bit better for us, still bad for the Panhandle and into Alabama. Getting a report on social media from one of my followers that they have contact with their relatives there in southeast Alabama. 100-mile-an-hour winds, power out everywhere. So power outages continue to be a problem. And this is, we talked about this, the first time a major hurricane has hit in Georgia since 1889. Wow. 1889. It's still a Category 3 hurricane moving into Georgia now. So this is a devastating storm, obviously, for the Panhandle, but will continue to cause problems all throughout Georgia. The eye is no longer visible on the satellite imagery. Boy, that was an impressive eye, and what a storm it has been. Again, as far as the winds go, 155 miles an hour, making it the 4th strongest storm ever to hit the U.S. On top of that, we had a pressure of 919 millibars. That's incredible. Had it stayed out in the water for about 2 more hours at that pressure, you would have definitely seen a Category 5 hurricane. Casey Key beach cam. These are the shots of all the area beaches getting beat up badly by high surf. Now, the biggest concern for us now is the possibility of isolated tornadoes, and we have also rip currents that are going to stick around. I know a lot of surfers always like to get out there and ride the waves. They haven't been the best waves because of the wind, but here's some of the records real quickly. Strongest hurricane ever seen in the Panhandle of Florida. On top of that is the strongest, lowest pressure storm ever to hit the U.S. in October. No other storm has been stronger in the month of October. And get a look at this. It's just behind Andrew, Camille, and the 1935 day Labor Day. There's other records, too, that this storm has set and will continue to assess the damage over the upcoming days as that storm surge has been incredible. It's estimated so far up to 12 feet high when it roared ashore. The top winds now down to 115, still a Category 3, just barely hanging on just near southwest Alabama and southeast Alabama and southwest Georgia, heading off toward Albany now. Albany starting to see some of the effects of it as well, with power outages expected throughout that area as well as into central Georgia and then eventually into the Carolinas. It's moving so fast, though, at this point, we don't expect to be a big problem with heavy rain and flooding throughout the Carolinas, but it will cause some problems. You can see that the system is weakening. No longer the complete circle of the eye wall right now. It's exposed on the southern edge. It is heading toward Albany. Still, tornadoes exist and the potential for tornadoes all throughout central Georgia. For us, we have a very small chance to get some isolated rotation. All these showers continue to race off to the northeast. Heavy rainfall now near Venice, stretching off to the south and west of Venice, continuing to push off to the northeast at 30 to 40 miles an hour. And we have some rainfall again moving into Siesta Key. This shower just popped up pretty quickly. So we'll see brief periods of heavy rainfall, gusty winds up to 30 to 40 miles an hour as those storms race to the northeast. Sustained winds are coming down a little bit out of the south and southwest now at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. We still have a month and a few weeks to go before the official end. We have 2 storms out here we're watching. Leslie, which has been around for 18 days now, will continue to kind of spin off into the Atlantic. And then we have Nadine, which is a tropical storm expected to dissipate, but it will be a tropical wave and march off into and close to the Caribbean in 5 days from now. So we'll keep an eye on that, obviously. And then we have another system in the western portion of the Caribbean. 50% chance developing. This is the same area that Michael developed. The next named storm will be Oscar. It now is officially an active hurricane season. So all the forecasts, for the most part, were wrong on this one. 2 major storms. Now, Currently, it's 81. We have some rain at the airport. It feels like 90 out there. And as far as the forecast goes, we're going to get some cooler air finally a little bit on Saturday morning. Won't be around long, but we'll see that on Saturday morning when low temperatures will be down into the upper 60s inland, right around 70 near the coast. Good chance for showers overnight, periods of heavy rain at times, and then a much better weekend with some partly cloudy skies, and then another chance for some storms comes Tuesday and Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. Manatee County Emergency Management Chief says that the worst of Hurricane Michael that we'll see here on the Suncoast has already passed.
ABC 7's Jackie Kelly is live tonight on Cortez Beach on Anna Maria Island with more. Jackie?
Scott, Jacqueline, I'm standing on what normally would be beach, but you probably couldn't tell because of just how big these waves are. Now, if you take a look over to my left, you can actually see that there's some people out in the waves enjoying surfing because of these big waves. Now, earlier I talked to emergency management and they said that there's no major damage or road closures here in Anna Maria Island. Throughout the island, there is some water on the roadways, but nothing major. Also, there has been no reports of the storm causing erosion to the beach. Emergency management says that even though we didn't directly get hit here, the storm should serve as a warning.
If this hurricane would be coming here, to heed to the warnings of government at when it's time to evacuate, and please be prepared, and obviously listen to the news media and act when told to act and not procrastinate.
Now, emergency management says that we're expected to see these winds and waves all the way throughout tomorrow. So if you are going to come out to the water, to be careful. Reporting live on Anna Maria Island, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jackie, thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Takes aim, a major hurricane battering the Gulf Coast, a monster storm, life-threatening storm surge. And tonight, David Muir is right there reporting from the hurricane zone. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Blue 32! Blue 32! Hut hut! It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for a $0 monthly plan premium in most areas, and Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals. So call or go online today. Find out if your doctor is part of the Humana network and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. There is no obligation and the book is free.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Much more on Hurricane Michael coming up on World News Tonight with David Muir next.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.